Hello, today I will be explaining functions, and now I had trouble when I first started this, so I'm going to try to help people who don't actually know, because a lot of people actually struggle with this, so I'm going to try to explain it best I can. Okay, so a function, is what you're probably wondering, is a line of code that holds something with line of code inside of it. Usually it has a variable, but today I will not be using a variable to explain to you. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so let me just show you. To, to get a function, you need to do def. Def is what activates the function, so that's how you create one. You do def, and then any name. You can do any name, but I would suggest having a name that actually represents what you're doing. So I would do def repeat. Okay? Then you always put parentheses. Do not forget about parentheses. And then usually you'd put your variable inside of there, but we're not actually going to be doing that because that would just be too confusing. Usually there would be a variable. So now I'm going to do a colon and click enter. You see how it's indented? That means it's inside. When you unindent it, meaning you delete the indent, then the function is over. But don't forget to indent when you're making it inside the function. Next, you put a line of code in there. And you do, I'm just gonna do hello world. Okay? So, what do you think this is gonna do? Okay? We'll run and see nothing. This does nothing because while I put a line of code inside the function cannot do anything because it has not been called. What that means is I have to actually print repeat to actually get the function. So I guess I'll move down and I'll do print, and not in quotation marks, that'd be if I wanted to say something. Print repeat. You probably don't understand what this means, so let me explain. Def repeat, this is activating the function, and this is the name of the function. There is no variable, but that does not matter. This is the variable. This is inside the line of code. So that means that whenever I call or print repeat, it always says hello world. So I'm going to do this now. Now, you'll notice that this doesn't work, and there's a really good reason for that. Okay, so listen. Whenever you want to print any function, you need to put parentheses inside. Whenever you have variables inside a function, so let's say I had counter as my function or as my variable, then if I put counter over here, it would not do anything because it doesn't know what counter is. So right now, I don't actually have counter. And I am going to just print it, see what happens. Hello world, none. None is nothing you should worry about. It just means that there's nothing else to do. It really thinks there's supposed to be something else, but do not worry about that. We got our job. So you're probably wondering, wait a minute, isn't there such a much simpler way to do this? And yes, there actually is. But there's actually something else. It's very similar, but very long. You can just do print hello world. Then you copy it, paste it again, paste it again. See, most people who don't really know that much code will actually try to do this. It's the first thing you learn is print statements and what's inside of it, but trust me, you do not want to do that. It takes forever. This way, whenever you want to print hello world, you just do it. So if I wanted to do it 3 times, then I'd make it 3. It's so easy, and it's so much faster. Also, there's something else besides functions that I would like to teach you in one video. There's also something called a for loop. Like I said before, if you do print hello world, and then do it again, that's not efficient, right? Doing it twice is so inefficient. So there's actually a better way of doing that instead of printing hello world again. And that is called a for loop. A for loop is very similar to another loop called while loop, except that while loop keeps going until you stop it. This goes a certain amount of times. So, how you write it is for any variable, so we're just going to do a in range. What this means is for a in range, this is the variable. Inside of there is going to be how many times we do it. For a in range, just repeats whatever's inside of there, and do not forget the colon. So we indent this, and it repeats this any amount of times we want. All we have to do is put a number over here. Once we put a number there, it will print hello world as many times as we want. If you want to do 2 times, sure, no problem with that. If you want to do it 9 times, no problem with that. It will do as many times as you want. See that? Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.